Hey CK friends, it's Kay from ClosetKeepsakes.com coming to you with a quick trendy thrift video, of course. Today I'm not going to do another haul. I've done a few hauls in the last few weeks. I've been shopping and to diva auctions and all sorts of things. But now that I have all these things and I've been out shopping, I wanted to talk about how to put together your trendy thrift look so that it has a designer or a well put together feel. For those who are skeptical about thrift shopping and aren't really sure about the experience or what type of things you'll find when you're out thrifting, I wanted to just kind of talk about or encourage you with some ideas of thrifting is okay. You can find some really great things and you can still come out looking well put together and even match designer look. So here's a few tips. My first tip is, of course, if you're shopping for thrift clothing, you want to inspect it and make sure that it is intact. So it's going to be really hard to look well put together or to have a designer look or whatever, or mimic a designer look if your clothes are not intact and put together. You don't want to have missing buttons and holes, and you don't want it to be all wrinkled and tattered and stained. You want it to be well intact, well put together, and you can inspect the clothing prior to buying it to make sure that these things are so. And that's very important when you're thrifting anyway. You want to make sure that the garment is intact. Another thing is you want to make sure that it fits you well. You know, if you're buying designer clothing, or if you buy clothing from a department store and you have it tailored or altered so that it fits your body and it fits your frame well, it's the same thing with thrift clothing. You always want to try on thrift clothing when you're shopping, because you typically cannot return thrift clothes. You typically can't exchange it. Most consignment and thrift stores don't allow that. So you definitely want to try on anything that you're buying thrift when it comes to fashion. But you also want to make sure that when you're trying it on, it fits your frame well. And if not, then make arrangements to get it altered or tailored so that it does fit you well. You want to make sure that your hems are intact and that it hits at the right length of your shoe and all sorts of things like that. That if you're wearing a blazer or a jacket, that the shoulders and the length of the shoulder pads, whatever's in it, fits you well. The length of the arms on shirts as well as the coats and jackets hit you in the right places. That can really lend to a well put together look, or like I said, a designer look. So make sure that it fits you well and that it's intact. Another thing that you can do is, and what I like to do is shop the magazines. Look in the magazines, look online, see what's coming up for the next season, see what's coming up as far as trends and styles, what's on the runway, what's coming up on the runway, and then start picking out things that you like. So I do a lot of that online as well as through magazine subscriptions. And once you find out what you like, make note of it. Make note of what it looks like, what drew you to that particular style in the first place, whether it was pants or a shirt or the total look, what drew you to that particular style. Once you do that, you're going to do a couple of different things in order to mimic it when it comes to thrift stores. One, you're going to look and see if you can find items that have similar cuts. So if you see that the new trend is big or pointy shoulder pads, I don't know. Then you want to go back to thrift stores and see, do you see things like that or that look close to that? A lot of times fashion just recycles itself anyways in different ways. So a lot of times things that may be current or trendy now are cut styles, colors, whatever from the past. So you might be able to find it in a thrift store as well. So look for similar cuts. Of course, look for similar patterns or textures. Some seasons color trends are in. We had the whole color blocking era, we had the neon era, we had so many different trends when it came to color. So look and see if you can find similar colors. It might not be the same type of outfit or garment or shape, but it might embody the same color, pigments or patterns that you see on the runway. So if you could find those type of things or look for those sorts of things when you go thrifting, it will help you create a very similar or designer type look. Also look for trendy textures. So sometimes it's not always the color, it's not the pattern, but it's the texture of the clothing or the textile. Sometimes you have things like corduroy might be in, or suede or leather, things like that. You could find, they're staples. You could find at thrift stores, you could find in department stores, you could find almost anywhere. So definitely make note of textures and how they're displaying those textures. So for instance, you know, leather is always around. You might find full leather jackets or leather skirts, or you might find where you have like a cardigan or a blazer, but the sleeves are just leather accents. So definitely take note of the textures of the textiles. That's a tongue twister. Textures of the textiles. And see how you can mimic those things through thrift clothing. Another thing you can do is definitely mix and match thrift items with the retail store items. You know, you could definitely go to thrift stores and find the staples of your outfit, and then get some of the more current or trendy items from, you know, a trendy shop, as far as a department store or a boutique or whatever. You know, if there's a current a trend that you like, say it's a certain type of blazer that's in, and you saw it in a magazine and the lady was wearing it with skinny jeans, you can definitely go to the thrift store and find some quality skinny jeans, and you could probably get those for like $2-3, and then you could go, you know, you save some money so that you could buy the trendy item at a regular store. So definitely mix and match. Don't be afraid to do that. You don't have to be all in on the thrift side or all in on the department store side. Be creative and mix and match. And then the last tip I have is, if you're trying to create a well put together look or trying to mimic a designer style, you definitely want to consider other things, not just your clothing. You want to have a total well put together package when it comes to your look. That means hair, that means skincare, that might mean makeup, that might mean nail color, it might mean your shoes and accessories. You want to make sure that everything from head to toe is put together in the way that it should be when it comes to that particular look. I'm not saying you have to have on makeup or your hair has to be a certain way, but you definitely want to be able to put it together so that it complements the outfit that you're putting on. So you can't really have one without the other and expect to look well put together. So those are just some simple, very, very simple and basic things you can do to create a well put together thrift look and mimic some designer styles. It doesn't cost you much. It won't take a whole lot of work. It's very simple and very easy. Thanks for watching. Please check me out on www.closetkeepsakes.com for ideas, tips, events, all thrift related, of course. Also, check me out on my other social media sites on YouTube, LinkedIn, Lookbook, WordPress, almost everywhere, Facebook. Become a friend, connect, like us, thumbs up, subscribe. Please like this video and stay connected with us. We got a lot of things coming up as the year approaches. So thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.